Hey everybody, clearing. Oh my goodness, I did it again. I started I started the reading and didn't have my camera going. So I kind of have pulled some cards. This is really beautiful energy. Really quick, I just put the ticket link to the retreat in March, Inner Union Women's Retreat. Those tickets are going live on Monday at 11:11 Pacific Standard Time, and I've got two coupon codes, Bliss 200, all capitals. The first two people to purchase tickets are going to get 200 off their entire package. So please mark the time. Here we go though. These divine masculines are so much in this energy of allowing and surrendering and peace. The first couple of cards that I pulled, the Magician in the inverse, I really got the feeling like they don't want to manifest anything against divine will, and they're trusting this process so deeply because they're seeing exactly what is going on within their inner world manifesting. Like, they haven't been talking about the prophetic things that they've experienced, and yet I'm getting the sense they're watching it all come to pass. And they're saying, listen to your heart, be in that stillness, trust that profoundly feminines. And then we got time for beginner's mind. And the message with this one is that they want you to completely drop your preconceived notions of who they used to be, who you used to be, what's happened in the connection so far, and this energy of just being in a snow globe or under a silent snowfall and having it untouched. Nothing's written. There's nothing set in stone. It's all pristine. It's all potential. But can you come into that feeling of being in frosty, crisp air and just be new, just be fresh with it? Can you surrender what you think you know about how it should all go and just be in that crisp, new energy? And then the other two cards that came out so far are Inner Bravery, about you and about how they might have thought that others would not approve, that there were some taboos, there were stigmas. And then I said the shadow of the shadow, which is a good thing, double negative turns into a good thing, is that this bravery that they're happening. I got the energy that, you know, how some people in their family, they're the first one to go to university or the first one to become a self-made millionaire. These masculines are saying, I'm going to be the first one to have true love in my family. And that's the beautiful thing, that they haven't wanted to screw it up. You know, they've been following higher guidance so they don't come forward prematurely, so they don't put a wobble in, so they don't ruin it before the foundation is laid. This is why they haven't been reaching out. It's because they're really getting their foundation in order. That's emotionally, mentally, and physically. Okay, and tend to the small things. Yeah, they're really dotting I's, crossing T's with who they are. They're checking their beliefs. They're checking all of it at the door. They're coming into that embodied knowing that they have the now. They have this purity. They have the ability to rewrite history by starting fresh. And they're looking at the little things that make all the difference. Not hurrying, not rushing to the next thing, being present with every little thing that they are connected with in their reality, thoroughly, unapologetically. It's very Tao, it's very Buddhist, it's very lovely energy. There's a reverence to it. I'm getting that energy of them being the first one to have true love in their family line. And that feeling of collecting themselves and becoming fully aware that this is the reality of facing them in this connection. It's a sacred reverence. causing them to take pause. You're exactly who I've always dreamed of aligning with, but better. What a beautiful thing. What can we see for how they are experiencing the heart space? They still feel like there are some energies that need to be cleared. I heard that need to get out of the way. We're coming through. This love is coming through. What would they say about it? Definitely. So there are some necessary endings, things that need to be put to rest completely, finally. So you'll know what that is on their side or yours, feminines. What would they say? There's always enough. I heard it's unfortunate how things have played out and how karmic situations aren't the abundant things that we hope them to be. But when we separate ourselves from illusion, from the karmic dream that we're sold that never pans out, what we're left with is truly ours to grow, to be accountable with, to nurture, to cultivate, to exponentially expand. That's the energy of miraculous when it's aligned. There's always enough. They're getting this idea that really deeply. This connection has shown these masculines that nothing's worth clinging to if it's not aligned. And even if it looks like we're set back a bit by, I heard, renouncing it from our life, it's more authentic, it's more genuine. What can we see on the heart space? How are they experiencing? This is the energy of missed opportunities, regrets of the past, lamenting, feeling like things didn't work out the way that they hoped. I am not going to dismiss the potential that these masculines had at previous times, thought somebody else was their person. I'm feeling before they met you, divine feminines, and that they're in the process of laying that to rest once and for all. Like, they have no uncertainty about the fact that whatever those previous more immature or underdeveloped hopes and dreams were with a karmic partner, my Five of Wands card can be karmic release, that it wasn't meant to have success. And it does feel like they have this deep soul level knowing that it was never meant to work out with that person or with that idea or with that plan. There's grace in this, there's humility, but there's also tenderness, because they are in the motion of really comprehending the magnitude of how much stock they put in that thing that was before you. They're also realizing how everything they hoped and thought that thing was, or that person was, or that potential was, that you have embodied that right in front of them, but they were clinging to something that didn't offer them what they thought it would. And even though your connection has been transformative right from the beginning, there was something lingering here that didn't allow for your connection to fully come in. You already know. So you already know. If you listen to your heart, you already know what this was. I've heard it's their loss of innocence. Whatever it was that caused these masculines to experience the first fall, the first heartbreak, devastation. It wasn't because it was so pure that it was tragic that they lost it. It was because it wasn't kind, is what I'm hearing. when they were pure, when they were ready, when they were naive and they threw themselves into something, they got trampled on, I just heard. Taken advantage of, kicked while they were down, manipulated, disrespected. And before they met you, for a time, they thought that was love. And so right now, I heard, just go gentle with me, respect that I'm at this stage where I'm processing this and I just need a minute. What would they say to you? Truth transcends illusion. So they're really sorting out whatever these karmic misinterpretations have been that have been distracting them from what love really is. Love is patient, love is kind, it keeps no record of wrongs. It's long-suffering, it does not boast. These masculines are understanding the difference between what they once thought was love or the way and what it really is. They're having a coming to God moment, so to speak, because they're so grateful that even though they didn't get it before, you still came into their life. I heard right when I was most disheveled, right when I was at my worst and didn't even know it. So these masculines are realizing that there must have been something redeeming in them because you did show up and you've been demonstrating this level of actual love the whole time in your beautiful, unique way. And thank goodness you've outlasted this illusion that they're putting down, letting go of. Yeah, you are transcending whatever this misguided direction was. Misguided hope, actually, because all of these lessons are for a reason. We can't learn these things if we don't go through these experiences. They're only theory, if not. What can we see for what they want to manifest? You, divine feminines. They see how much you love what you are entrusted, how much you take it upon yourself to care for what has been bestowed to you, your gifts, your talents, your heart, your service, your compassion, your kindness. You take it so sincerely to be loving and gentle with your heart, with others, with them. I'm getting the message, this snake, she's snuggled around these eggs and having to protect herself these ways and be self-contained and independent, good on her own. They just want to take a load off and allow you to trust them. If I follow you, I could lose everything in the inverse. I'm getting that they're going from feeling like they could lose their heart even greater than these past scenarios. They have felt like the more love they admit to having, the more they stand to be hurt. So there is a fear of intimacy here, but for some they were hanging on to an ex, not because they wanted to be together, but they didn't understand what happened, why they were treated so poorly, or how to redeem themselves, or how to do better or get it right. And so because they didn't know that answer yet, they weren't quite finished that. So if they had come forward to you, they would have foregone that lesson. But now that's changing. They are seeing how different you really are because of the time that they've been witnessing your energy, your choices, the way you've navigated this connection. They now know how you are who you say you are, even beyond, saying anything. They witness you as a valid, safe energy. And now they know they don't stand to lose themselves even more into this connection. This energy, in today's reading, tell me, astrologers, what's going on, because there's something different right now. Take time out. This is the bear, the transformation. So they are taking a pause. It seems like something like plans fell through and they've got some time on their hands. Something changed up and they're on their own right now. It feels as though they are really having the opportunity to feel today. What is the action that they are experiencing? This inner tower moment. Something is coming to the surface here. We've got two breaks in this, and one is this karmic. I'm getting this is whatever happened that desecrated them. And this is the end of it. It's like their innocence was lost. And now they're saying, wait a second, I don't have to be in that energy anymore. And they're reclaiming their empowerment here. I worry about us a lot. They worry about losing you. They have worried about coming forward. I'm getting the sense in this reading that they're ready to put all that down. What would they say? Bring a gentle touch. So there's this forgiveness, humility, sensitivity, tenderness, softness. This is one of the softest energies I've ever felt while channeling the masculines. They're allowing me to feel it today in the most gentle, that pristine snowfall, that, about this much snow and no footprints kind of energy. How quiet it is when that happens. That's how gentle this energy is. What can we see for their biggest challenge at this time? Self-nurture, bring a gentle touch. See that deer? This is their own little inner them. And this nurturing energy that they are in right now that's allowing them to release the past version of self, the past expectation, the past sheepishness, the past vulnerability, the past fear. This is the challenge, is that they need to be their own parent in their own energy right now, because they need to let go of this stuff, and nobody can do it for them. This is the truth. They're at that place where they are not holding resentment or animosity against parents or previous situations, exes, losses in any way. They're realizing that they have to let that all go and stop wondering what they did wrong, and start realizing it wasn't for them, and cutting the cords. The Ace of Swords can be Archangel Michael's sword of truth. It can be a cord cutting. So they're unhooking from those false beliefs that they were somehow unlovable. Learn from the past. Yes, exactly. They're really deeply seeing that their heart has always been in the right place, but they were naive, and they were so sidetracked by something that looked like it promised everything. It fit the bill, and now they're forgiving themselves. They're releasing from that. They're not harboring. What is the solution to this energy? Purpose emerging. This is my divine purpose, my soul ignition card. And so something about this grieving process is freeing them to say yes to life. to be inspired, to be alive, to fully live, to not stay stunted or in the past. What would they say to you? Will you choose me? Oh. Oops, I actually made a dent. Oh my gosh. So they're wondering if they're too late, if you're going to forgive them for having been stuck with that old energy, if you're going to feel like they love you as much as they actually do, if you know how much this turmoil and heartache was still haunting them from their past. I just want to say, yes, masculines, the feminines are able to and willing to and ready to love you anyway. Love you because a lot of people don't get to this honest revelation. They carpet sweep it, and you're not doing that, masculines. What would the masculines say? See the big picture, yeah. So they're trying to see the grand scheme of things, the divine plan, the growth, the process, the journey, the overview. They're trying to imagine how it will go. They're trying to look for the signposts on the horizon for what can come out of it, what can come next, what benefit can emerge, what gratitudes they can have. They are really at the precipice of stepping into the unknown, this old familiar friend. I heard darkness, my old friend. Oh my gosh. They could be actually singing that really in a deep voice now, laughing at themselves. Somebody is. I'm not gonna do it, but you can all pause right now and sing it. Sing it where you are. Darkness, my old friend. Put it in the comments with a laughing emoji. We laugh at the darkness. We're getting past it. Okay. What is the direction in the near future? Progress. Putting down all the faulty logic, all the misconceptions, all the outdated beliefs, all those familiar old ghosts, skeletons, all falling down. I just saw skeletons falling down and poof, dust, gone. What would they say? You are right. So I'm getting that this is them. They haven't been wrong. They've been tender. They've been sensitive. Their hearts have been in the right place, but they had to go through an accountability experience. They had to go through a wake up. They had to become more grateful, realistic, practical, aware, savvy, informed. They had to see the contrast. They had to know what love isn't. We live in a dualistic reality, and they're coming through the flip side, back into the light, the knowledge of good and evil. Ooh, what can we see for what they would say? Be generous of spirit. This is why they've been stingy with you, feminines. It's because they haven't had it to give, because they've been siphoned. Their energy has been siphoning it back in time to whatever this blow to their ego was that they've been processing, reconciling, facing, releasing. What is the advice for the feminines that have watched this? This is the only way that there's going to be reciprocity. The 5 and the ace here is 6 of Pentacles, which is the generous give and take. And so this is the missing piece. This is the thing that has been needed in this period of separation so that the masculines can actually love you the way that you deserve and the way they are capable. Anything short of this is just facade. What can we see for the masculines? Yeah, this heartache. So the 6 plus the 3, that's 9 of swords. That's a lot of anxiety and restlessness and sleepless nights. But this is talking about the 3rd energy, the energy from the past that tainted love. And they're wanting to stop harboring that secret hell I just heard within them. So yeah, they're really looking at letting this go. I am going to pull one more card and see what can we all hold in our hearts about this process for the masculines. Internal explorer, and it did come out in the inverse, just like so many of the cards have in this reading. 32, I'm getting that as an age. So there could be something about these masculines when they become 32 or were 32. 32 might resonate for your age. Take it in any way that resonates. Okay, flow state, accessing infinite information by going within, wisdom from the collective consciousness, theta waves, channeling, breaking free from limiting intellect, creative boldness, being guided by the divine spark. You already hold the keys. This is the divine spark, the ignition, the inspiration, and yeah, these masculines are germinating under the surface, and this muck and this fertilizer and these previous experiences that they are composting right now, something really extraordinary is going to come out of it. All right, many blessings everyone. Bye for now.